joining. So today we're going to be having a facilitated session about how to run productive meetings. This session will be recorded. Hope that everybody is okay with it. I'm a candidate for ICE-AC certification, so this is part of my training. Your objective for today is actually to share your war stories and successes about productive meetings. And in the end, you will be actually inspired by ideas on how to make more productive meetings. Okay. All right, let's see what's our agenda for today. So we're going to have a warm-up activity. Then we're going to have a game with observers and participants. And also, we're going to be asking you what is your personal takeaway from today's session. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jelena. I will be your facilitator today. So we're going to get started. But as a facilitator, I'm not going to be participating in your conversations. My job for today will be to take care of time and to guide you through the session. Okay, so our ground rules: be the crew, not the passenger, and everyone participates, no one dominates. And we're going to be asking you to create your super magic mug that you would like to bring to your next meeting. Okay, doodle a picture, or you can copy paste the picture that you like.
I can share. I added this sticker that I found these days called Stop Starting and Start Finishing. I'm new to Agile code, and I think that this makes completely sense. So that's why I added it.
To come into a meeting and have a really stupid mug. It breaks the ice, and it allows people to look at. I think I'm actually going to get one of these mugs that you've put on there. Just allow people to go like, what's going on, and then people can start talking and connect. This is really important in the meeting, right?
We have here. So we have. For players, we have 6 chairs. Maybe I would like to adjust a little bit this exercise and to ask one of you to be observer and for everybody else to be players. What do you think? Everybody is a player, neither is observer. And the question in hand is, what stops us from having a productive
people
meeting?
Putting stupid things in at midday or lunch or what have you when people are distracted.
Also long meetings.
Yeah.
Without breaks, without actually I think what
So I echo a lot of the sentiments, the key things really being people arrive late and that kind of already gets you off on a bad start. Then they don't stick to the actual gist of the meeting. They'll bring in other stuff. And that kind of derails people a bit. And then as
having too many meetings.
Yeah,
back-to-back meeting.
I was going to say also actually having too much to do in one meeting. If we've tried to be too optimist on what we can do in a meeting and just have a meeting with a clear objective, as you said.
Lack of clear action at the end of the meeting. So that's why often meeting lose their value, because you just go in a meeting, but it ended up without having clear action of the next stage.
Stars here. Each one of you has 3 stars, and you're going to be voting. So put your star on what you think is the most important for you. So what stops us from having productive meetings? Put your star there, okay?
Can I add one more item? I think I forgot to share. Not prepared for the meeting. Was it mentioned anywhere?
No, but it's a good one. Let's put it in.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you another 1 minute because now you have that one on the board as well. So see if you want to distribute your stars differently, okay?
Sorry, I forgot to ask. How many stars can I use again?
3.
3. Okay.
All right, time is up. Let's see, what do we have? Not having a clear agenda. It has 4 stars. Unclear meetings objectives. Lack of clear of a clear goal. So we have number 1, let's say, and another number 1, but we need one more. So as you can see here, you have 3 stars on 3 items. Since we have 3 items which have 3 stars, you need to agree as a group which item is the most important blocker that stops us from having productive meetings.
Do we just talk about it or we put our star?
I think that we should decide through talking, through discussion, and then we can move the star.
I think the 2 in the bottom are really similar.
Yeah, lack of clear actions, not knowing what. Yeah, this can be similar. So
Yeah,
Not
I think
knowing what the
one at
team
the
meeting
bottom.
need to produce, it's so similar to unclear meeting objective,
Yeah.
I guess. And having too much to do in one meeting, it's also it's probably not having a clear agenda. I see that's very similar.
So are we deciding on this one, on lack of clear actions after the meeting? If everyone agrees.
Yeah, I agree on this one.
I agree on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's solved then.
Thank you for that.
Yay.
Natasha, you're going to be taking notes, and let me explain what everybody else is going to be doing. So have a look at the board. Here are the 3 blockers. Now I would like you to think about how we can unblock these blockers from your past successes, or maybe you can even think about something innovative that we can add. And Natasha, as our volunteer, you have your sticky bank here. And for each of these blockers, you can add sticky notes writing what the group is saying on how to unblock them.
Agree. I think sending out a draft agenda is a good idea. If anybody's missing anything, they can put it in.
And also what's expected from the session or meeting. Outcomes also, like what we are trying to achieve.
Yeah.
About the 3rd one, lack of clear actions after the meeting, how we can solve that.
Reflect on the key outcomes from the meeting, and then reconfirming with the team that this is what collectively is being agreed, and also sending sort of what the next stages needs to be through an email to get everyone to agree on, to confirm that that's what we are taking forward.
Maybe be clear of in each section, so why we are here, what we want to achieve, and how we are going to achieve it, instead of just a list.
Freddie, what about you? You have been very quiet.
Yeah, I think the I think you just need, like similar to like from PI planning, you have like a vote of confidence on the stuff that's been sort of, or the actions that's been, so you get a general consensus. Because sometimes you can send out minutes after a meeting and people don't necessarily agree. So you want to try and get that agreement before they leave. So I think that's quite, can be quite important.
Marco, Alexandra, what about you? Would you like to add anything?
Everything I thought was said by somebody else. So I'm agreeing on sending an agenda in advance so everybody know what's happening. Maybe people don't join according to the agenda, and in the end, send like a recap to everybody. So what are the actions? That's all there.
I think I wanted to just add that it's okay having a clear agenda written down in your meetings, but when you get to the meeting, people haven't generally read that necessarily or understood that or on board. I think what is important is to frame the meeting, certainly for all those people that are actually having difficulty with that because of maybe other reasons.
What is the one point that you find the most interesting for you that you think you're going to be? Manoy, what about you?
For me, it's just reflecting and reconfirming with the team what actions are to be taken going forward, and on what time frame.
Also, I would to see it's the same on my side, because regardless of how productive the meeting was and how many good ideas we're told, if we don't have at least some hints for actions that we could take, and also the time frame and who'd be the owner of these actions.
What is your personal takeaway and how your mug will look like now? Personal takeaway and how would your super magic mug look now?
From my side, if I can start, as we mentioned, the importance of actions that should be taken after the meeting ends, I added this one. So actions speak louder than meetings. Just as a reminder in the end, okay, everything was great on the meeting. Bye, see you next week. But yeah, and maybe we can look at this mug and see, okay, but do we have any actions that we plan after this?
What I've experienced in transformation is that often what happens is they have so many meetings because they retain the old meetings as well as the new ones until they get to a stage where they realize that there's actually duplication, and then they need some help in just unscheduling the old and then focusing more on the new ones. So that's the biggest thing that I witness when I normally go in, is that there's this sort of, if they're in a waterfall scenario, that you've got your normal waterfall meetings, and then on top of that, they've put the agile, and then they say that just don't have the time and this agile stuff's too much work. But then, as I said, then they mature, they realize they don't need the other meetings. So it's just helping them get rid of them.
I hope that you have your personal takeaways that you will try in the next few weeks, and that you have your super magic mug that you will take to your next meeting. Thank you.